Yeah. Cool. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had a bit of a missed start there, but I'm here live with Brandon from Drop Top Alibi. How's it going, Brandon? I'm great. I'm great. It's a nice Thursday evening. I'm excited to hear some music.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
What have you been up to with yourself?
Just trying to keep busy, man. A lot of writing, a lot of practicing. Jonesing to play live, so again, thanks for having me tonight. Yeah, just trying to keep positive, keep optimistic, enjoy the weather when I can, sort of thing.
Awesome. Well, why don't we jump right into music and you play us a song here or two?
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna start off with one of Drop Top Alibi singles. It's called "Burn." Two, three, four. Look at you dancing, moving so fine. A beauty so so fine, a beauty so sublime, it's almost divine. Aphrodite herself can't compete. She's feeling the rhythm beneath all your feet.
That's awesome, man. How's that? Oh, yeah, you can't hear me yet. Hey, I was just saying that's awesome. How's it feel to be doing a semi-live show again?
It feels good, man. It feels really good. I don't usually let loose at the house, like kind of singing full tilt, so it feels good.
Nice.
A little bit weird warming up beforehand, though. I'm used to kind of being backstage and like jumping up and down, getting all hyped up. A couple shots, and there with the boys, and people out in the crowd. It's cool. Where I'm in my bedroom, just kind of like, all right, man, let's get going. Let's get fuck.
Yeah, different kind of hype up.
Yeah. Go have a banana and then come back upstairs.
Nice. Can you tell us a little bit about that last song that you played us, which is from your last album?
Yeah. Burn was it's definitely to date been the most impactful single for us. It was one of the earlier songs, especially when like Drop Top Alibi kind of came to be with that name and with the lineup more or less. We released it in 2017 on our debut EP. Yeah, it's a song about an old girlfriend, and it's a fun 3-minute rock song, and it's done really well for us. And Hits FM picked it up for us last summer, spun it a bunch of times for a few months. The video did well. It's by far our best streamed song on Apple Music and Spotify. So it's really made a lot of moves for us, and it's the song that seems to kind of like the industry folks, whether they're people in bands or more on the back end of things. That's the song that kind of sticks out to them the most often. So it's been a good one for us.
Nice. What other kind of songs are you gonna be playing for us tonight?
Well, a decent amount of the drop top stuff translates pretty well acoustically. So I'm in this drop D tuning now, so probably gonna stick here for a bit. And last fall we released a single called Summer Nights and City Lights. So I'm gonna do a version of that one for you guys right now.
Nice. Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Summer nights and city lights, getting me high on their delights. Don't know where the sun goes down, but I gotta live fast to make a sound. Mama, don't you frown. And this is our time, so won't you be mine and come along for the ride? Gotta live fast and on the line, and you gotta take the time for the sunshine, and you gotta live fast and live on free, and remember who you wanna be. come around you and take your claim. It'll come around now and take your blame. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is our time. So won't you be mine and come along for the ride? And you'll see the white shaft float away. And you'll see the wild child float away. And you'll see the wild yeah, this is our time. So won't you be mine and come along for the ride? Yeah, this is our time. So won't you be mine and come along for the ride? Thank you.
Hey, wicked. I'd love to hear about some of your influences. I feel like I'm hearing a little bit of Guns N' Roses maybe in there, but that's just kind of a guess there. What kind of influences Drop Top Alibi?
Yeah, Guns and Roses is a big one, for sure. I mean, it's hard to find, hard rock fans who, at one point didn't burn out a copy of Appetite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Plus, we spent some time in LA, and for sure, and we spent a bit of time in LA, and we spent some time around Gilby Clark, who was the rhythm guitar player for the Use Your Illusion years when Izzy Stradlin decided he needed to leave that circus. So just kind of writing with him and touring with him and just hanging out with the guy, it's hard not to learn from somebody like that. But Soundgarden's huge for us. Oasis, Queens of the Stone Age, Jane's Addiction. Obviously the classics for like any guitar player, like Hendrix and Zeppelin and early Aerosmith especially. Yeah, man, AC/DC, just a kind of a bit of a melting pot.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, and that's super cool. Yeah, I saw you're doing some work with Gilby Clark there, which is pretty crazy. How did that relationship start?
An old kind of like manager, kind of mentor, dude we used to roll with. He knows Gilby pretty well, and he basically said to us, "Look, at the time I was working as a carpenter, and Dylan was doing his thing too, and we were kind of just we had kind of two guys sort of standing in for us so we could start cutting our EP, which was like that had like Burn on it and whatnot." And this guy basically said, "Look, I mean, you boys are both working right now. You guys have some money. These songs are killer. Would you be interested in sending demos to Gilby?" And then we just kind of said, "Well, what do you mean, man? I mean, like you could just do
Yeah,
that." So one thing led to another. He sent in the demos, and they had the relationship where Gilby would listen, and he liked it enough that he was interested in working with us, and he was coming to Ontario for a tour anyhow. So what basically happened when he agreed to do it, we touched base, we went back and forth with demos, and we booked some time at Metalworks, and he flew in 4 or 5 days before his leg started, and we did a song.
That's amazing. That's super cool. When was this tour? I might have seen him on it.
That year would have been 2016.
2016. Oh yeah, so possibly the same one. Yeah, I saw him at one of his shows there. It was in Windsor, and yeah, I met him quickly, and I was like, wow, this guy is so much like, I don't know, like he is a bona fide rock star, but such an amazing and humble dude. Aside for that, you wouldn't guess by just talking to him.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'm just getting some text saying, "Hey, dude, there's something wrong with your mic," from one of the guys. He's just talking smack. Yeah, no, Gilby. And the cool thing about him, man, is like he's just got this like, yeah, whatever, man. Like it's cool. I saw him play for 100 people at the Fox Lounge in Barrie, and then you see him on open air festival stages in front of 20,000 people, and he's the same dude. It's the exact same thing. One is not any more important than the other, and there's this humbleness to him. I mean, sure, I guess maybe you can have that after you've had so much success, but on the flip side to that, the fact that it hasn't gone to your head, it hasn't had an effect on you. He's a family guy. He's been with his wife forever. They have a really awesome daughter. He's had his roots set for a long time, and he's just very thankful for the success that he's had, and he just loves to do what he wants to do, man. Build Harleys and play guitar, and that's about it.
Nice, awesome. Cool. Okay. So yeah, we'll open this up for another song. I do want to say if anybody has any questions for Brandon, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook right now, they will all come straight through to this little thing, and we can pop up on the screen. So if you guys got questions, please ask away.
Yeah, ask me anything, guys. I'm not shy. Am I allowed to swear on this? I can't. I don't know. I'll probably try to limit it a bit. All right. This next song is it's unreleased. It might end up being a drop top song one day, but it needs some work. It translates really well to acoustic, so I'm gonna play it for you guys right now. 2, 3, 4. Well, I've been walking around with my head up in the clouds, and I don't know when I'll be coming down. But what does it mean to me to see you frown? 'Cause you know you're
Awesome. So we've got some questions here waiting for you.
J Cool R, what's up, dude? You're from the Hammer, I see.
Yeah,
Hope you're
he's
doing
asking when they could expect some new music.
well. You know, Canada, BC, before COVID, we'd actually. What's today's date? The 14th. So if things hadn't gone down the way they had, we would be home from our 4.5 week long Canadian tour in 3 days. And that tour was promoting the single we released at the end of February called "Take It All in Stride," which I will probably play at some point. And we kind of were mulling around with the idea of releasing another song towards the end of that tour or kind of shortly after. So we have some music. We just don't know what to do yet. We are trying to figure it out. Some things are starting to reopen. I'm sure live music venues and whatnot are going to be among the last things to open up. But having said that, we have some festival dates booked for the summer that have not officially been canceled yet. And if things really do stabilize and 100-person gatherings are allowed, we may actually. Who knows, right? It's all so hypothetical right now. It could be soon. It could be later. We do have some ready though, so I don't know. Drop us a line sometime, and we'll keep you posted. And I hope to be doing more things like this. And I'm gonna definitely play as much unreleased material as I can, and just kind of have fun and see what you guys think of it.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, and I just want to take a second to mention that we do have a virtual tip jar set up. If you go to quarantinesongs.com, that's something we're trying to do to kind of help bands through this because, like you were just mentioning, you guys have lost, the ability to do most of the things that you were able to do. So if anybody does want to send any donations, that's at www.quarantinesongs.com.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jesse. I just want to say that's really cool that you're doing that for artists and bands. Means a lot.
That's cool. We're happy to help in any way we can. I feel like this has been a wonderful experience for us and all our viewers. And hopefully the bands are getting stuff out of it too. That would definitely be making my day. So
Well, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm enjoying playing right now.
awesome, awesome. I'm super happy to hear. Kaylin's got another question for you. She's asking, "What's the meaning behind summer nights and city lights?"
Hey, Kaylin, how are you? Meaning behind the song, kind of like you know, it's definitely a song about pursuing some sort of pursuit. For me, it was obviously kind of my own lens was the kind of the pursuit of, wanting to be this proverbial rock and roll star. I mean, I first wrote Anil, go home. I first wrote I first wrote kind of the main guitar hook of it when I was young, like 21, just started going to nightclubs and venues and playing and really cutting my teeth. Um, so it was kind of you're staring into the eye of the sun. You know that you got to get dangerously close to the fire to live fast to make a sound kind of thing. It could kill you, it could destroy you, or it could give you anything you ever wanted. And just being like fuck it and going for it anyways is kind of that's sort of the idea behind it. And then kind of as the song matured and it only got done last year, so I'd sat on it for a while, and then myself and the Drop Top guys, we finished arranging it, we finished the song. So a kind of a few more years under my belt of successes and downfalls and some great times and some experience, both as a touring musician and also just growing up as an adult. So it just factored into this kind of wanting to still be a musician for the rest of my life, but noticing how much it really has changed, that kind of factored into it as well. But it's still very much this. I'm still staring into the sun, and I'm still kind of doing my thing and hoping for the best. And you know, now there's four dudes who play in Drop Top that are on the same page with it, and that's kind of how the song came together.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you guys for the questions. If you guys got more, keep them coming, and we'll keep the music rolling here too.
Mm-hmm. Well, lucky from my good friend Anil there. Home is one of the songs that translates really well to acoustic guitar. So here it is. I gotta try playing the chorus a little different because I realized how much better it sounds with some open string usage. So if I miss a couple chords, please forgive me. This song's called Home and it's off our first EP. Sirens this morning, shouting out their warning. So many hours in the black hole. Love a cave, she don't know if she'll be safe. And as she's walking round the midnight, she prayed to God to make it alright. So many hours in the black hole. Love a cave, she don't know if she'll be safe. And now she comes to me slowly. She doesn't really know me. She doesn't know where she goes. She doesn't know. I comfort her solely. She doesn't really know me. When she wants to go home, she doesn't know. I heard the sirens this morning, shouting out their warning. Oh, dear mother, dear father, can't you see? I just need a time. Comfort her solely. She doesn't really know me. When she wants to let it go, she doesn't know. I comfort her solely. She doesn't really know me. When she wants to let it go, wants to go. She just needs the time. Alright, 'cause she wanna let it go. Comes on me slowly. Doesn't really know me, but she wants to let it go. She doesn't know. I comfort her solely. She doesn't really know me. When she wants to let it go, wants to go. Wants to go. Wants to go. Wants to go.
Wicked, wicked. I really love the the rock and roll vibes that you have in all these songs, like even with the acoustic, it translates over so well.
Oh, excuse me. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's honestly, dude. I don't have my live rig here, so I've been playing this thing for the last 3 months. So it's kind of I've just been smacking it. It's holding up pretty good. I haven't broken too many strings on it too. I'm Now that I've said that, I'm probably gonna break a couple during this stream. But
That's how it goes.
yeah,
And
it's pretty cool.
getting some love from Anil for that one. Um,
Yeah, she's cool. She's a very good friend of the band's, and she was around quite a bit for the last sort of handful of shows we did before the lockdown. So she's always telling me, "You guys should play home. You guys should play home." It's like, look, we only get half an hour on some of these larger shows. Okay, we can't play a power ballad in the middle of the set. We want to keep it high energy, but we sneak it in there sometimes.
this. Yeah, you're just saying, you've been doing the acoustic stuff for a while. Do you think that this quarantine is going to change, the sound of Drop Top at all when we're at the other end of this quarantine?
Oh, I'm sure. Just natural progression of, there's stuff that I'm writing that is like, okay, I'm not even gonna bother showing the guys this beyond, hey, I wrote this song, I like it. What do you think of it? There's just some stuff that's like, this is just not it for right now. It's not, it could potentially be revisited at one point, but for what we think we want to do for the next EP and the next record, there's some things that just aren't going to fit for right now, and that's acceptable. But I think it'll add, kind of this, we all kind of have a lot of time to think, right? And, some of us are in fortunate situations and some of us not so much. And within our band, there's some things, both personal and economical, that are contributing to some. It's not the easiest of times, and on the other side, we're all very grateful for being able to be in the situation that we're in. So I think it'll have an impact on the themes and kind of some lyrical stuff for sure. But as far as the music, I think what that's going to just come down to is once we get a chance to sort of be in a room together and start pre-proing and demoing again, what are the best songs and what are they kind of sounding like? What do we want to go for? Do we want to be slower and groovier? Do we want to be, kind of get back to like where Burn was and just, because, who knows? Yeah, I think it's a lot of that's going to depend on kind of the vibe that we're all sort of collectively feeling when this thing's over. We're either going to want to go, balls to the wall, or we're going to want to just, I don't know, maybe be a little more artistic about it. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. And yeah, I think music kind of overall is going to change a little bit because, like you said, we've all had a little bit more time to think than we had in the past. So I think that's going to shape things a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, for better or for worse, and there's places closing down. The mid level and the top dogs. Not even just in Canada, like around the world, but we'll use Canada for an example. I mean, what, the Glorious Sons are probably the biggest kind of rock band going in Canada right now. They had to stop a massive tour, and like shows like that. Um, they're gonna be some of the last ones.
Oh, did we lose you?
Hello. Oh, there you are.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Somebody's
we lost you for a second there.
It's okay. Somebody's probably trying to watch Netflix right now. No, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Because there's a lot of like great bands who have had success already who are gonna be chomping at the bit to get back into it, right? And if the Horseshoe opens before the Danforth does, are you gonna get bigger bands trying to play the Horseshoe now and whatnot? And I mean, I'm all for that. I'd want to see the shows, but what does that mean for the independent bands who usually play in their Thursday nights and stuff? It's going to be an interesting kind of cause and effect that none of us have the answer to right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely one of the craziest parts of this whole situation. Is like it's so all of it is just so uncertain that like it's impossible to know what's around the corner for anybody.
Yeah, yeah, and again, sadly, kind of what's still going to be here. I mean, I saw, I mean, even Dirty Honey today. they posted this kind of PSA about like, look, the Troubadour might close down, guys. And there's this Facebook page, this Instagram page, and this initiative. I'm gonna screw up the name of it, but it's essentially like Save Our Venues or something. It's an American thing, but the impact is real, and it's the same everywhere you go. I mean, and his message was basically, guys, the owner might have to close this place. Like, donate what you can. If you really want this place to go away, and it's like, fuck, man, yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff is gonna happen if if relief money doesn't find their way, if people who not everyone can donate shit right now. So it's like, how are you gonna do these things?
Yeah.
But
Crazy.
on a positive note, people don't want these things to close. So whatever can be done will be done, and we're looking forward to being able to play again. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can all do what we can do together, and keep things alive. And as soon as they give us the opportunity, hopefully we can all burst open and make this a huge thing again.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Just not too soon. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, shit. We let you all out a week early. Like, you got to go back inside now.
yeah, I don't want to do this for another few months. That's for sure. So I'd rather do it right the first time. And yeah. Oh, Jeff's just saying you might sound better if you're close to the mic when you're talking. You're pretty quiet. Okay, I can hear you fine on my end, but that's good to know.
Is this better? Is this better, Jeff? Now I'm kind of looking at the mic when I talk.
Yeah. Please let us know out there. Yeah. Thanks for the comment, Jeff. Maybe I'll let you play another song, and we can. Yeah, if anybody wants to put in the comments how things are going, please do let us know as well. If anybody has any more questions.
Yeah, right on. Well, might as well. I'm gonna play the latest single that Drop Top Alibi released. It's called "Take It All in Stride." If you like what you hear, please feel free to go have a look at it on Spotify or YouTube. Like I said earlier in the show, we'd be on the road right now promoting this thing if the circumstances were different. So if you like what you hear, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see you give it some love. All right, this is Take It All in Stride. 3, 4. Face down on the pillow and you can't move at all. Really like how the way you move, got the pain coming on my walls. I feel like I'm coming down a dark and lonely hole. So this is what it's like to love a rolling stone. Face down on the pillow, you can't move at all. Really like how the way you move and got the paint coming on my walls. I just wanted you to know before you pack and go. I never meant to hurt you, child, and I'll forever miss you so. We're living a lovely life. Don't you cry. Love is a parasite. Would you mind? And I don't need nobody's answers, 'cause I figure out in time I Face down on my pillow, you can't move it all. Really like how the way you're moving and the pain coming on my walls. We're living the lovely life, don't you go? Love is a parasite, would you mind? And I don't need nobody's answers, cause I figure out in time I gotta take it all in stride. And I don't need nobody's sympathies, cause I figure out in time I gotta take it all in stride. Yeah, take it all, take it all, take it all, take it all in stride, and take it all in stride. Yeah, take it all, take it all, take it all, take it all in stride. Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin wrapped this one pretty nicely. Such an amazing song. Sounded great, Brandon.
Thanks, Kalen.
Yeah, that one got some media love there. I saw Buzz Music was saying it took their breath away. Can you kind of tell us about what
That was a
people's
very
reaction?
nice review.
Yeah, what were some other reactions you guys got when you put this one out?
It was good, man. You know, kind of like the back end, like our mentors and kind of peer group and stuff who've been around for a while. They you know talked about like your songwriting's maturing. You guys sound great. The production's really great. This song was a bit of a bitch, honestly, because we had tried to cut it a couple of times already, but we just there's so much happening in the outro of this song in terms of instrumentation and layering and stuff. We just could not get it right, and we got it right cutting it this time, and we got it right with the mixing engineer. And philosophically, we're on the same page. And he left a lot of room at the top end of the mix, and he didn't like over compress it, which was great. And you could hear little tidbits of everything that we put down, and we were really pleased. And the reaction was like that. People noticed, like, holy, this sounds really good. Like, you put a lot into it and it sounds really good. And people who have been following us for a while, like, we've been playing this song for a couple of years, and it was the one song that a lot of people were saying, where can I find this one? Like, that one was really good. Do you have it done yet? So once we did put it out, people were very much like, oh, finally, man, geez, why did you take so long? truthfully Truthfully, you know why it took so long? Because we fucked it up a couple of times trying to cut it. That's why.
But yeah, that's sometimes that's how the greatest pieces of work come out is you take the mistakes, learn how to make it perfect, and that's I'm sure a big part of why it came out the way it did, right?
You know what? And even something like, our drummer, Jeff Cox, lo and behold, this guy's got a great voice. And he, when he started playing with us full time in 2018, he said, "Hey, I can sing backups," and it's kind of like, okay, sure, try, because it's never like, no, you don't, I don't want you to sing, ugh. And I let him. It's kind of like, not that I let him, but it's like, yeah, sure, if you can sing, you know the parts, you know my harmonies, let it rip. And after one rehearsal, it's like, okay, so you get mic two moving forward now. And he had melodic input for the harmonies, especially in the last chorus in the song that you hear, and some other kind of even main harmony ideas and lyrical ideas. Like, those are things that just weren't going to be there the first time we tried to cut it. And just kind of now having these four guys dialed in and us spending time together writing. The gentleman who co-produced it with us, Michael Hansen, he comes from like the Beatles vein of thinking. So him just being like, what if we put a slide guitar in it? And we're like, why would we do that? And then he plays it and we're like, oh, yeah, let's do that.
That's why.
It wasn't going to happen any other way. So we were very happy that we made it happen. We're happy that we found the mixing guy that we did, dude by the name of Kevin O'Leary. If anybody here is familiar with him, great dude. And yeah, we had this 4-week Western Canada tour planned to kind of push it. So it was going to be kind of one of the bigger moments for us for sure, as far as like, hey, we did a lot with this song. We went on the road, we saw the mountains. So we're looking forward to being able to do that whenever we get a chance to. That's for sure.
Nice, for sure. That's funny you bring up Kevin there. The first time somebody brought up that name, I was thinking of like the Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, and I was like,
That's what I thought
no way.
when I saw his email. I was like, did Kevin O'Leary just send us an inbox? And I click and I'm like, oh no, different guy, but this is cool. What's up, man?
Yeah, equally if not more awesome than the other Kevin O'Leary. It was just not the one I had in my mind when I first heard the name.
Do you know Kevin?
I don't know him personally, but like I know some of his work just through some people that we've worked with, and yeah, that was just kind of a funny surprise for me, and I was like, oh, this is so much, like, this is actually so much better than if like who I thought it was doing your album, you know.
That's
um,
awesome.
yeah, why don't we have a little chat about some local stuff too? I saw you guys had a contest, and the drummer from One in the Chamber won that. Who are some other local bands that you guys are kind of in with, or you would be playing with if we were in different situations?
So the guys in One in the Chamber are beauties. Their drummer Jared, he he did some. He's been great at kind of like helping us sort of navigate, um, you know, who to reach out to for press and whatnot. And he's kind of helped me, put the EPK together and whatnot. So he's a great dude. The band's really awesome as well. Fun guys to hang around with. They're Crooked. Those guys are absolute beauties. We did a small run with them last fall. We were both releasing music at the same time. We released Summer Nights and they released Villain, and we played Lee's Palace together. We played out in Oshawa together. Um, yeah, man, those guys are absolute beauties. Killer musicians, a lot of fun. Who else? The Reed Effect, those guys are cool. Um, Toronto bands, I mean, we love the guys like in Cleopatra and in Crownlands. Those guys are absolute beauties too. But if I'm thinking of Toronto bands, One in the Chamber, The Crooked, The Reed Effect. God, I'm gonna forget people, and I'm gonna feel like such an asshole. Right now.
Sorry, that's not the position I was trying to put you in. That's
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. There's this awesome band up in like Newmarket, Aurora area called Sweet and the Big Bad, Bigfoot's Hand, Cudbear, the Newlands, um, the Jailbirds, Revive the Rose. But now we're kind of getting outside of the GTA a little bit. But
nice, cool. That's a lot of bands to check out.
So nobody's really that far.
Yeah. The Canada music industry is pretty small once you get into it. It's
actually I'm pretty sure the Jailbirds have a music video coming out tonight or tomorrow. So you guys should check them out if you haven't heard of them already. They're killer.
nice. It's funny you mentioned the Crooked too. That's one of the last shows that I saw. They were at the Horseshoe Tavern before all this happened, and now just like that show they're playing with Bonds of Mara is so like ingrained in my brain because it's one of the last times I could like have that experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a great show. Ben Healy stood in on guitar, which was cool. They Mobius radio there, Dylan Hennessy with his makeshift drum kit that actually sounded fantastic. So it was
Yeah,
they're a resourceful group of guys. They made it happen. JC is just he's such a good guitar player, man. Like whether it's a fuzzed out Gretsch or an acoustic guitar, it's gonna sound brilliant. It was a really cool setup that they did for that show.
absolutely. Cool. So I see we're coming up to the hour mark here, so we don't got too much time left here. But do you got a couple more songs to play for us?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what song I should do next. Cup of
Cool.
coffee's
And
making me
if anybody's got any more questions for Brandon, this is the time. So get them in there.
right on. All right, I am drawing a bit of a blank here for songs to do. Close your eyes and baby, come hold me tight. Worries will slide away. Sticking up your spine, shaking side to side. I'm coming home tonight. Take you on to the place, feel your righteous grace shine on new us. Maybe I've missed a touch, and now I'm sobered out. Don't ever wanna lose it now. I'm coming out. Maybe I'm going home. I'm going home to you. And maybe I'm flying home to you. Maybe I'm going home. I'm going home to you. Maybe I'm flying home to you. Maybe I'm going home. I'm going home to you. Maybe on you. Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
That's a quarantine song. Totally
Nice.
unfinished, but could be something someday. Who knows?
Well, thanks for the sneak peek.
Yeah, no problem, man. Pleasure to be here. I was kind of thinking in my head, there's one song I'd like to play by us, but I'm wondering how it's going to translate on acoustic.
Only one way to find out.
One
Nice.
way to find out.
Bristol said she's seen you guys a whole bunch of times. Killer band for sure.
Bristol's a sweetheart. We first met her in Oshawa, and then she was at the show at Lee's Palace. She saw us in Peterborough. Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, she shows the band a lot of love. Appreciate it. Time.
Awesome. And people like that are what keep this industry running. You know, that's the biggest part of it. So it's always amazing to hear.
That's it, man, and it's going to be even more important once this is all kind of over. You know, that sense of community and comradeship and all that. I almost said camaraderie ship like that football. That's not a real word. Come on and ride the ship.
Yeah, it would have been saved in the internet forever. So it's a good thing you stopped yourself.
Oh man, and if I had to, if something I could say could be saved in the internet forever, then that's I must be doing something right, I guess.
There you go. Ben's saying tunes sound great. Acoustic versus electric guitar. How is that for you? I'm sure it's a very different thing, but it seems like it's all translating over very well.
You know what? It's I mean, lately it's not so bad because I've been playing this thing like crazy. For some of the songs, like we had to, write acoustic versions of them for sure. But sometimes it's easier to play rock on an acoustic, man, especially if it's not too fat of a neck, because you're not worried about distortion. Open string sound usually sounds pretty, but on an electric, like there's some riffs that I've been kind of messing around with, and I play them on an acoustic. They sound great. I go and play them on electric. It's like, oh my god, I gotta kind of figure out how to contain all of this.
Right. That's funny. He's Ben's also saying that's a perfectly cromulent word.
I really wish I knew what cromulent meant because that's a really good word.
we should we could have a little dictionary about
it. Sounds like a Star Trek species.
What's the definition of cromulent, Ben? It seems like a good word to describe you mashing the two together like the football player there, though. Cool, but if you've got another tune for to play for us here, I'd love to hear it.
All right, I'm gonna give this one a try. It's a single we released back in 2018. Yeah, 2018. It's called Heavy Metal Baby. I don't know how it's gonna sound on acoustic, but I'm gonna give it a go. Thanks for joining me, everybody. My name's Brandon Gregory from Drop Top Alibi. It's been a pleasure to play for you all again. Hopefully I can see you a lot sooner than later. That's actually not too bad. We'll see how this goes. Coming down to see ya, baby. You better lose the frown. intentions lately coming around, but I can hear the footsteps crawling from down across the hall. And the back she's coming around, oh don't you know? Every battle baby screaming, help me up, believe I be dead. Nail creeping down my spine, telling me that she's all mine. Every battle baby screaming, help me up, believe I be dead. Trying to fall. Every battle baby screaming, help me up, believe I be dead. Nail creeping down my spine, telling me that she's all mine. Every battle baby screaming, me up, believe I be dead. Nail creeping down my spine, telling me that she's all mine. She's all mine. She's all mine. She's all mine. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hey, fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I just have one little clip to add here because I Googled it quickly while you're playing that. Ben's comment was much funnier than I knew. But if you Google the word cromulent, you'll see why that was actually really funny. And it kind of went above my head. I thought that was just a fancy word for saying fine, but it's from The Simpsons, and now it's actually in the dictionary.
I tell you, man, Matt Groening is a bloody genius.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you again one more time for coming on. That was those were some amazing tunes you played for us. That was super cool, and I can't wait to get to see you in in a bar someday, hopefully soon.
Yes, sir. And if not in a bar, in somebody's DIY basement, because that's where we'll go if we have to. But music and rock and roll will live on.
Perfect. That's amazing. Oh, actually, I got one more thing for you here. So we're gonna play a little video clip from your song "Summer Nights and City Lights" to close us off. Is there anything you can tell us about that video before we play it and say goodbye to everybody here?
Yeah, it was hot as fuck when we filmed it, and there was these fucking people in a boat right behind us, just and they're like, we're like mid shot, and they're like, hey guys, you're really good. We're like, get out of the fucking shot. And they would not leave. They went like maybe 30 yards away, and then still It got to the point where we're standing on the end of the boardwalk, like, hey, what are you doing? We're trying to wake you. You gotta move. So it's pretty comical. So there's a couple reasons why we look sweaty. It was hot, and there was some Jersey Shore happenings going on in the water.
That's a pretty amazing precursor to this.
Thanks for having me, Jesse. I hope to see you sooner than later, dude. And this was an absolute pleasure. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. You can rewatch this at quarantinesongs.com, and I'll see you guys all again soon. Cool. Peace, everybody.